it.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're looking live at the Calamity Jones Hour. I'm Mandy Jones, and this is my husband,
Glen. How y'all doing?
We have a great guest in the audience with us. I keep calling it the fucking audience. You guys are the audience. What the fuck ever. In the studio with us tonight. And this is our 4th episode of the Calamity Jones Hour. We come to you live every Friday from 8 to 9 on my homepage, Mandy Jones Live. Mandy Jones the Comedian. You can also find me. Mandy Jones the Comedian is my YouTube page. You can find everything I do archived on that page. Every Wednesday, Bonnie Scalisi, another great comedian, and I go live from 7:30 to 8:30. We do a show called The Wildflowers, where we do a show very similar to this, but instead of Glenn being like a rigid man, I have like a cute little best friend
Who
girl.
also does comedy. Like I from the start, I've said I'm not a comedian.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, so we have a ton of fun. Robin DeVito, yo, Robin is tuning in. Robin, I want to let you know that we actually do not, tomorrow night is going to be rained out due to the hurricane. It's going to be hurricaned out. So tomorrow is not going to be the comedy event. It's going to be a free comedy event on Sunday afternoon. Same lineup, just about. So please private message me. I'll give you the new details. Anybody, Joan Krupe, Asher, Bill Hansen, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. I'm talking about a free comedy show that we host a free comedy show with Open Bar every month. And it's a reverse style bringer show where if you're a comedian, you come and show your love and support for comedy, you get put on the automatic roster for future shows. Glenn, you want to say something? You're looking at me like I'm talking too much.
No,
That's just how you look at a woman who talks too much.
No, I was just looking at you while you were talking, and I really like how she explains like the reverse bringer thing. I think that it's what we were noticing anyway with even the bringer style.
I impressed you
with the bringer style stuff. You were bringing other comedians because it's who your friends are. This is like,
right,
you know, like
that's
what
who
we're
we
doing.
can get. So
like,
this is we gotta do what we can do. Please share the show right now, guys. We have a very great friend of ours in the studio with us tonight. Please share the show. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm wearing a shirt dedicated to him that we're gonna laugh about tonight. Follow, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Mandy Jones the Comedian. I already said that. On Instagram, I'm also Mandy Jones the Comedian, and I am calamity.jones on Instagram, which is everything we do here. I'm going to intro this guy. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Let me pull him up on screen while you say it.
Okay, we're going to give this guy a formal intro. This is not only a great comedian, but this is also one of my great friends. He's been doing comedy all over New York, Long Island. He was bumfuck a couple weekends ago.
Walton, New York.
I got a cousin there.
7 years ago. He's been doing comedy for 7 years. He's a great friend of mine. Please introduce everyone. Welcome, Mr. Billy Geyer.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, guys.
Welcome.
Yeah.
This is awesome. I'm glad to be here.
Well, I gotta start with talking about myself. You know, it's my show, and
Do
I
it.
gotta bow down to you. I mean, we did the Dan Romano show so many times together.
You did. I think you saw me eat a girl's ass.
Amongst other things.
I have questions that come later.
We'll ease everybody into this.
You gave me weed in a sock. Remember, I still have the sock.
Oh yes, that's funny. I slipped it. I was like, "Happy birthday, bud." That was when we were at our former network. Hey, Kayla, Marie, Bruno, good friend of ours from upstate who's tuning in tonight. This is our friend Billy Geyer, hilarious comic.
Hello.
He's a big sweetheart, so don't let him fool you.
Is that Bruno from Romano show?
Yeah, that is
Bruno.
Yeah,
hey,
that
Bruno.
is Bruno. Yeah,
My old pal Bruno.
yeah, exactly. Watching. So yeah, as I was saying, we started the Dan Romano. You know, Dan would have me on, and you were a co-host. You were a fixture there, and so we never really got to talk about you much. So what's going to be super fun tonight is going to be focusing on you because you always redirected when it got in too much into Billy land.
I was there for the jokes. You know, I didn't go too deep into my personal life, I guess. You know.
Well, that's not what we're here for tonight. We're going to split you wide open.
Sure, let's do it. We'll put it all out on the tape.
You know, and if anyone's not familiar with the scream button that Bonnie and I use, whenever appropriate, a random scream goes off. We gave Billy the rights to the scream button tonight.
Yes.
He's going to have fun with it.
I'm the sound man tonight, guys.
So if you hear a random scream, that's just Billy reacting to something that may be going on. Kayla's giving us hearts for the shout out. We're going to see Kayla soon. She's having an engagement party. And
nice.
our comedy tent is going to be an engagement party tent. It
Sweet.
has a many functions. So we're going to go upstate. We're going to party. Mary Wong, family friend. Welcome, Mary Wong, to the party. We are interviewing a good friend, Billy Geyer. But another funny story that came out just while we were setting up. Funny stuff always comes out.
Yeah.
This is not a Billy story, but Billy asked about the mannequin behind Glenn and I. I bought that
very attractive mannequin.
I bought that mannequin for $10 at the Goodwill, and my sister has a thing with mannequins. We're just weirdos. We like our mannequins. And funny story is my sister works in the Hamptons, high-end retail, and a woman comes in one day to her boutique, and the woman is frantic. She goes, I got a really weird question, but is anybody selling or know where I could buy any mannequins? And my sister just goes, I got an even weirder answer. I got one in my trunk. She was moving and she was in the process of like trying to let go of things, but loved this thing. She offloaded it. I think the lady was like, whatever the lady said, my sister like knows to like haggle. My sister like was like, you want this for $200. Like my sister like totally worked it. And
must have been a nice mannequin.
It was, and you know what happened? I think my sister read. My sister's just not. She's emotionally intelligent. Not that my sister's not intelligent, but she's emotionally intelligent,
Okay.
so she reads people. And she read that this lady was some rich lady running into every store in the Hamptons, and that this mannequin's probably going to be used for a fucking art installation. That the fucking artist, my sister's like, can fucking, I gotta ask my sister what the real number on the mannequin. Yeah, so I mean that's not one of the reasons that I have her on.
And that's been in every one of mine and Mandy's houses somewhere.
Yeah,
even
she
if
has
it's just like leaning in a corner somewhere.
Yeah, she wears a Christmas tie around the holidays because we don't do a tree. That's too much work.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so she's multifunction. We're very utilitarian over here.
And on the mannequin, it has all of our like wedding accessories,
Regalia.
Which is it's not our wedding anniversary tomorrow, but it is our 11-year like together anniversary.
Congratulations!
Yeah, commitment anniversary.
Where did you guys meet?
Stony Brook University.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys in the same class or something?
She was my rugby team manager.
What?
I'm surprised you didn't know that about me.
No, I don't think we ever talked about
she
that.
Was tough. She ran that team, like honestly, like she was the final word. Mandy told you were fucking up or something, you were like, you have to be escorted over here and like chill out and drink a cup of water. Yeah,
strike me as a rugby girl.
Well, because I wasn't so much into like playing rugby as I got paid to manage the rugby team. So like I was in charge of like all the email correspondence, and I went on all the trips and I kept the guys in line. Like I was part of the coaching staff, and the coach was awesome, so he would get me like legit windbreakers, and we had nothing but fun. He took me to Ireland when I was 18, and he had the 10-day trip totally planned out for us. Like it was a great experience, it really was, and it brought me to this fucking knucklehead. So it wasn't all bad. No, but
was it love at first sight?
No, it wasn't. I thought he hated me. I thought he hated me.
A lot of people get that, like I'm standoffish at first, and she was friends with my roommate who was also on the rugby team, and she'd come over to smoke, and I had just cut myself shaving a certain genital area.
Oh, you're skipping a lot of things. Okay.
but this is the first time we hung out one-on-one.
Okay, yeah. So
she comes to the door, and I'm like, oh shit, like. All right, come in, like, and I like get dressed and like like smoke.
Because I didn't want to be
Wait,
like,
so-
I was here to hang out with your roommate, but now that your roommate that's not here, I'm gonna leave. So I was like, he was like, oh, he's not here, but like, you want to chill? Like, it was like he didn't want to be awkward.
What happened with the accident? What did it?
I cut myself shaving my balls.
So your balls are bleeding when she comes
And
to the
I
door.
had like a sock. I had like a sock and spandex on, like in
Yeah.
my like gooch.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to open the door at first, but then I was like, well, you know, I already said I was there, so
Yeah.
like, you know, I bring her in, I put a robe on, like mad uncomfortable, and I was
Yeah.
like, there's no way this girl will ever like want to like talk to me like that, because like she always said she didn't date rugby team players either.
Yeah.
So
That
like,
was my rule. I was like, I'm not sleeping with any of you, or else you sleep with one, you got to sleep with all of them. There's
Yeah,
30 to
passed around the
50
team.
it's like you get a reputation. So I'm like, I'm getting paid. None of you are getting fucked.
Yeah.
Let's, you know. So it leveled the playing field. All my friends that were just, you know, if I gave a guy a compliment, it was just like,
Yeah.
you're a friend that I'm building up. You know.
I thought
so,
Mandy was gay. All of the female rugby players were gay.
I hung out with all the female rugby players,
were
and they're all
all gay.
lesbians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to
and-
mean to yell over you.
No.
Bill Hansen saying, Mandy, I like your shirt. We're gonna get to it. It's part of why I threw it on, because Billy is a reason that you should
I'm a weed guy.
support
I'm not blowing a midget here. I'm
marijuana.
talking about weed.
The screen button is more likely to hit itself. Andrew Plagianos. Well, I guess we can get into it, Billy, because you said you were open with talking about. So, Billy.
Sure, we can get into anything.
All right, guys.
We already started with ball blood.
Yeah. So let's get into it. So let's stop getting personal.
No shame over here.
Let's stop
Ultra
pussyfooting
personal.
around.
No shame. We're going deep tonight, guys.
Okay, so Billy had a near-death experience.
Quite a few, actually.
Okay, so I'm only talking about one. What are the others?
I was
that
a heroin addict.
Okay, all right.
That's right. I was,
Okay.
one of those spoon burners.
Well, God bless
in
you
my
for
teen-
still being
my
alive.
teenage years.
Okay,
yes.
all right.
And
Part of the American dream.
Exactly.
I'm
It
not
comes
I'm
with
not
the
even being
territory.
I'm not
It's-
even
I'm a
being
Suffolk County
I'm
kid,
not
so.
even being sarcastic, people. It's not a gateway. It's a fucking setup. The system is broken. It's not set up wrong. It's not
Yeah.
broken. It's set up wrong. You were a victim. I mean, no one fucking put a gun to your head.
No.
But it being fucking rampant on the streets didn't help.
Hell yeah, Suffolk County, man. It was horrible. Especially when I was in high school.
Right. Yeah. So exactly. That's when I went to college, it was like, oh wow, people in high school were getting into it, or is it
Yeah.
just high school is just more rampant now? I don't know. 'Cause you're
It just
older than
ramped
me.
I
up.
think it's getting a little bit better now. but
Maybe
back
it
when
went-
I was coming up,
Maybe it
was,
flowed through because I
Yeah.
don't remember kids doing heroin, but I remember in college they were.
You got the cool bag. You knew the bags were good when they had like the Batman stamps on them. or something
yeah,
like,
right.
The Batman ones, those are the best.
Right. So
Yeah.
you had what? You OD'd a couple times, or
I did.
just
I OD'd a couple times, and then one really bad. I ended up in Stony Brook for 3 months.
Stony Brook, good places. I was born
Exactly.
at Stony Brook Hospital, people.
Oh shit! All right.
These are not coinky dinks. All right, so Stony Brook, how old are you? You come back to life.
I was 18.
And you're like, all right, now I want to maybe live.
Yeah, I moved upstate for a while, up to Walton, where I just was
Oh,
performing.
call back, guys.
Yes.
I don't believe in
So you
coincidences.
you have family in Walton or
Yeah, I have
something?
an aunt and uncle, and my grandma lives up there now.
Oh, that's funny. Because I have family in Walton too. I
Yeah, we
said
talked
before.
about it at the backyard show. We had a little upstate bond. At the,
Yeah,
backyard
no,
show. Because I
that's
used
funny.
I lived up there, and my parents have a place nearby there, near Walton.
Okay.
Next town over
Okay.
from.
Now, how far is that, babe, from where you are?
It's closer to here than
Okay,
it is
all
to
right,
where I
okay.
grew up. But like, I couldn't tell you. I never drove. My parents were always driving over there. Like I haven't been since I was an adult.
Speaking of upstate, Dylan Pickering, what up,
Oh,
fam?
yeah.
What up, fam? That's
How
an
you
upstate buddy. He went to high school at Glen.
We should have you. We did a cooking episode. You should come and cook with us, and we joke and have a good time, and you show us your heady skills.
Yeah, you cook us
that
something
would be
real nice,
awesome.
and we could
That would be
actually do
really
some
awesome.
pre-recording so that you could like bake it up, and we can make a mess, and I'll clean it up, and then we could all eat, and
Very
you know,
nice.
yeah, we'll do something.
'Cause honestly,
You're Rachel Ray on.
we-
yeah, exactly.
We did a cooking
Bam.
episode, and that was one of the best watched ones of me and Mandy.
That's
like,
Rachel Ray, right?
They
I
really.
think so. One of those.
Oh, why not?
And she's the one that got
Kick it up a
racked
notch.
up too.
No, that's Martha
I
Stewart.
know, I'm joking.
Oh,
now
okay.
I'm just,
I
I'm just being silly now. Now I'm just throwing them all in
Set
the
it
pot.
and forget it.
See, I am someone that's kind of gullible with like jokes.
Yeah.
But like
It's
at
great
work
for me.
at work the other day, the guy came in and said to me like that the cock was yellowing that I just did. And I was like, no, it's not. Like, you know, like it was a brand new tube.
Glenn's like an OCD kind of kid.
And he was like, yeah, no, I was joking with you. 20 minutes later, he comes back and he's like, they just called. It actually is. And I was like, you fucking jinxed us, man. Like, why would you say that? Like, why would you bring that up if that wasn't happening? But
oh my Lord. All right, so you want to live your 18.
Yes.
What else is going on?
After 18, what do we
What you said you had more near-death experiences until we get to the one that I want to talk about.
So there was 2 heroin overdoses.
Okay.
The one recently.
Okay. So cardiac arrest?
Congestive heart failure.
Okay.
Get it right.
All right.
what's that
seriously.
mean? What's that mean versus like?
It pretty much means that you shouldn't go to the Chinese buffet every day.
Okay.
That's bad.
Doesn't
it's a lot of salt.
Doesn't help.
Doesn't help.
Okay.
And you shouldn't drink every day. That's another.
Doesn't
so like
help.
thinning your blood, basically. Like,
yeah, my heart wasn't working properly.
Yeah, it was congested.
Yeah.
So is it literally like it doesn't beat at a proper rate, or
I think it's not pumping enough blood around my body
to
so
get
like
you where you need.
My legs were filling up with fluid.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
I
So
couldn't
just
breathe right.
So like it wasn't getting your kidneys and getting clean.
Yeah. I was
you.
telling her too. I would get winded masturbating, where I would have to take breaks. I never had to do that.
He didn't tell me that personally until the ride over.
Yeah, like I really.
He didn't call me to be like, I'm getting winded every time, man.
Mandy, I'm having problems here.
Full disclosure, guys.
And so I would have to take break, like I ran a marathon or something. You know?
Yeah, and you're like, I gotta stop smoking weed.
And I'm like, I gotta quit smoking weed because I
thought
can't breathe.
You thought it was a matter of oxygen
breathing.
intake, not
Yeah.
the blood getting to. Because
Uh-huh.
you're putting a lot of blood into other places that you're probably not getting into your brain, into your extremities and stuff like that. Like,
All in the penis, nowhere else.
Yeah, with the rest of my body was getting no blood. It was just all going to my dick.
So you probably felt horrible.
I
Like
did. I
you
felt
felt like addict. Like what is it? What is it when you have like when your equilibrium's thrown off? They call it
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
vertigo.
Vertigo.
Like
Yeah.
your whole like fucking thing's thrown off. So you
Yeah.
told the doctor. You actually
was-
disclosed to the doctor about smoking.
Yes, and he said that that would have lowered your blood pressure. So I was like, oh, okay, so something else is going on.
Yeah.
So I went to the doctor. They checked my blood pressure. It was through the roof. So they were like, no, you got to go to the hospital. And that's when I ended up in Stony Brook for.
And that's crazy.
Once again,
like,
Stony Brook,
back to Stony Brook.
you get your blood pressure taken and they tell you that it's too high. That would make my blood pressure spike probably because I'd freak out. Like,
well, I told him in the car, Kevin Smith. I misquote me probably. I think he had a stroke, but he smoked a huge joint from a fan or whatever before the stand up. Did his stand up and then had heart failure, whatever, a stroke, whatever it was, heart attack. And he asked the doctor, Doc, was it the joint?
Yeah.
Could the joint have done it? And he said, if anything, the joint kept you alive because during this super stressful getting from a show to the fucking ambulance, most people, you have a fucking nervous breakdown, anxiety attack.
Yeah.
But you're just like, oh, I'm fucking stoned still. Like, this is fucking Twilight Zone up in this fucking bitch. You're taking a ride in an ambulance.
It was a crazy experience, to say the least.
Well, it's, I think I can't speak for you, but I'm guessing it puts some things in perspective in terms of what's important.
Yeah. I mean, I quit drinking. I haven't drank since October.
Congratulations.
I mean, I was.
Oh, we're coming up on October. Like, it's soon. It's like,
a year.
Jesus,
good.
Good.
Man,
I didn't actually even put that.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Awesome.
But, yeah, I mean, and then my diet. I had to switch up my diet. No more fast food. No more Chinese buffet. Sadly.
Well, we started, COVID really kicked us into gear, but Glen had saw a couple documentaries about that were getting him into thinking about eating right. And Glen's the smart one, so he's like, we're going to eat right. I'm like, all right. He's like, I'm not going to buy cheese anymore. I'm like,
you feel
okay.
so much better just eating.
I make my fucking chicken without cheese on it. I really don't miss it. I put a little extra mayo.
We cut out a lot of meat because not only like being an environmental major from school, I realized that it's equally detrimental as fossil fuels. A lot would argue eating meat in factory farming. So like not eating meat would really be, we'd be able to sustain more population for a longer period of time.
Is that all meat? Like
it's a matter of
chicken, or are we talking
everything,
cow? Okay,
everything. They, you know, beef
They
is
get
worse.
kinda
Beef
lumped,
is definitely worse.
But they
don't get
lump
me
them
wrong.
together, kind
But
of.
like, it's just the amount of energy it takes to make meat and the, you know, exhaust from it, like you know, the methane or whatever.
My mom said she's not seeing you guys. Technical problem?
Well, we're coming up on here.
Yeah, everyone's saying how they're seeing it.
Mine's running on my phone. Maybe she has a technical problem.
No, well, you know what? I'm gonna send her. She might be trying to go to Three's Company, or something.
But
something wrong.
Yeah, everyone else is seeing it. It seems.
It's your eyes, Mom. Put your glasses on.
So what have you been doing? What have you been doing
differently?
Differently, or what's your cheat though for food? Like not necessarily cheat. What's like the thing that you like?
You
that's
won't give up. It's not worth it.
That's kind of healthy, but like
there's. Let's see. I mean, I like candy. Sometimes I'll overindulge in candy, but
yeah,
I try not to, you know, overdo that.
I like my candy.
Pretty much I don't eat red meat anymore. I cut out red meat. I just eat chicken and fish.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried like some of the vegetarian options they have in the frozen section?
No.
Honestly,
my sister's a vegan, so she makes a lot of vegan
what
stuff.
We do is we cut out the meat in some cases and get really good cheese. And you could make a veggie burger that like you don't really miss the meat. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, they have the tomato basil freaking veggie burger. It's like cheese comes out of it. That's not cheese. It's really good. You know, and they got it down to a science. And it's like you throw it in the oven and you preheat a fucking. We do everything like whole grain, so whole grain wraps, whole grain pitas. You know, just try to substitute everything. When I'm buying the beans, I buy the low sodium. Anything that says no sugar added, I'm trying to do no sugar added if it's an option.
I just feel like 1,000 times better.
Yeah, no, I get it. And even like, this is gross, everybody, but even just being like mobilized, you're fucking you know, shitting and fucking all that shit. You know, when you eat shit food, you fucking feel like shit. Like, because shit food comes out of you. Like you eat like fucking veggies and fiber and shit.
I feel like I had like rotten, just like ground beef inside my stomach, like for years.
Yeah, you're probably still working that out. We still are. Like it's gross.
Who was it?
I talk about like yesterday. I still am working it out.
The Western guy, and they said they found like how much shit inside him.
They found like meat water.
Are you talking about King of the Hill?
No.
They had they had his like scan of his colon.
Wait, I do remember that.
I love King of the Hill. That is like, if I could be somebody, I think it'd be Hank Hill. Like,
I was thinking of John Wayne.
Okay.
Yeah,
and Elvis died on the shitter, so like.
Yeah, once again, not a good bowel movement. They weren't eating their fruits and veggies, guys. This is real talk. Bill Hansen, you love your candy, but you also get out and surf. So, Bill, you got to have your balance.
But you got to watch out for those sharks.
Yeah, exactly. So you're a risk taker.
And then like the sugar thing. So the one guy at work that the one guy eats the most candy you've ever seen in your life. He'll eat lemonade powder, like packets. Like the guy eats sugar like you've never seen.
Yeah.
His coworker, like the person he works with a lot, got diabetes. Not someone that eats a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
So they tested his blood sugar. The guy had been ate like one of the like 7-Eleven bags of sour gummies like this, and his blood sugar was lower than the diabetic guy. Oh. It's like he just naturally, like, his body craves it, or I guess. Like, I'm not a doctor. Like,
some bodies work
you know, his body must make extra insulin or something.
Yeah.
Everybody's different.
I like that. That was good.
Come on. That's like the least original thing said on this show tonight.
Yeah, so I try to walk, exercise, do the cardio thing.
The fitness girl, Heather Lerman on Wildflowers on Wednesday, she was like, you don't need to run. Walk, people. Just walk. Fucking walk. Just walk.
Yeah. That's it. Around the block a couple times.
Walk and eat,
Anything.
and and she was talking about how good it is just to disconnect, to walk, to be through nature, and even if you just have headphones on or something,
eat some mushrooms.
Yeah, exactly. Take a stroll.
You'll walk way further. You'll walk way further.
You may
Sometimes
forget
you
where
walk
you
so
live.
far into the woods, you're like, fuck. Now where do I come back out? Like,
you can only walk halfway into the woods.
I bought some acid.
Okay, not from us.
Not from these guys, no, but from another comic. I don't know if he wants me to say his name.
Let's not
I
say
probably
it
wouldn't.
here.
Yeah, he probably
Where
would.
I was going big with the I love marijuana shirt tonight, and now
I
we're
had to
talking
up the
about
ante.
I bought acid the other night from a guy. Should I say his name? No.
With my Trump stimulus check.
That's right. Stimulate the lucid
Hell
brain.
yeah.
Stimulate your mind.
They
Thank you,
should
Mr.
legalize
Trump.
it. They should legalize it. It might help. It might help some of this shit that's going on.
No, hell yeah.
I don't know if I should bring it up, but Glenn thinks infertility drugs should be illegal.
All
we
drugs
won't
to be
go.
legal?
No, infertility drugs.
What does that mean, infertility?
Like people
I don't
who
think
like
test
take
tube
hormones.
babies and hormones.
Don't call them that. Hormones like if I were like barren or like had a bad chance of having a baby, like
I think you
he
should
could
adopt.
he could like give me like steroids every day and like we could have like all this sex and like maybe I'd have a baby.
Oh, okay.
And it's just
so you're
like
against that.
Because he's
and
just like survival of the fittest.
Well, no,
Gotcha.
and it's not so much that. It's that a matter of if you have the resources. This is expensive to go and get like in vitro and all that stuff. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
You could change a kid's future. You know what I mean? Like you
Right.
could really.
There's a kid.
Yeah.
There's
It's
a
an
baby
ego thing.
looking to
You
be
need
adopted.
your half of your DNA into something for you to love it. Like.
Yeah, I get that for sure. Yeah, why not just adopt?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. There's enough
And there's
kids
so many
on.
kids that need love.
There's enough kids on this earth.
Yeah.
That's his human population
No, I totally
economic
get that.
thing. You know, I might have painted a bad picture on your beliefs
Yeah, no,
a little bit. Sorry to do that to you.
It's I don't
No.
hate though. I there's a bunch of induced
Well,
pregnancy people that I love that like they wouldn't exist if it didn't happen.
Exactly.
I can't.
And
I'm not like super like.
No.
I'm not gonna be like you're an asshole for doing that. And I just like it's just something.
It's
I
like
believe.
he just is like it's kind of like a hang up. Like there's there's plenty of kids that'll love you just the same, or if not more. Like
No,
what's
for
really
sure.
sad is a lot of kids once they're 18 they age out of the foster care,
I know, yeah.
and then so they don't get a check anymore, so they're just like on their own.
Yeah, they don't know what to do.
Right, you don't have you don't have like credit, you don't have anything, like you don't have, and they're just like, all right, peace
Yeah.
out, like.
No,
There's
that's a horrible thing.
there's a group called Forgotten Angels. They're out of Florida. If you're out of Florida and you want to help them, they build tiny houses for the kids. So when they age out, they like learn trades and they fucking. I honestly was like, can I Skype with these kids? Can I do something? They were like, our goal is to have one in every city. I think the next one's gonna be in. Did they say South Carolina is the next one, or he might have said North Carolina is the next one? But that's the Forgotten Angels of Florida. And I was like, when I heard about that, I was like, that's what I want to be involved in. 18-year-olds that got nothing going on, that are fucking lost. Because I was that kid. I was the fucking kid that maybe at 18
you had family behind you, but
they didn't get it, you know?
Yeah.
Like they were in their own turmoil where they were figuring their own shit out. Maybe like, you fucking get revived at 18 and somebody's like, hey, I'm not gonna bring you to meetings, but I was you one day.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe you'd listen to them because they have no fucking thing to talk about. It's no like sales pitch. It's just like I'm coming to you as a real human.
I had a couple of the people like that came to me.
And right, and didn't that make an impact on you?
did,
Yeah. So like I think like opportunities like that, like for kids especially who don't have parents to go home to.
Yeah.
When
But
shit
then I
hits
think
the
a
wall,
lot of it is it's
the
a
fan?
matter. Distraction rather than coming up to someone and being like, I think you're gonna die from what you do, and like I think you have to change your life versus maybe you change your life and find a new group of friends by doing something different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
comedy, like
Get involved in something.
That
something.
doesn't revolve
What-
around that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Meet
What are you
new
interested
people.
in?
Make it so it becomes uncomfortable. You're a drinker. You drink too much.
Mhm.
Go and do something where people don't really drink during it. Like comedy might not be the best example, but like
Join a kickball league.
exactly,
Yeah, where they're
and-
like, you can't be drinking on the field, sir. Like,
and it just
something like that.
It diverts it away from it without it being. I find that when people get called out, I have a family member right now that people are calling him out on his
intervention.
It's making him drink worse. It's how kind of a lot of that stuff works.
Yeah.
Like you feel rejected.
Yeah.
Right. So if it's me or the booze, if it's family and happiness and the booze, or family and happiness or the heroin, and your parents kick you out and you say you want to do heroin, you don't have a spot to live in anymore. You're gonna go out the street, you're gonna cop heroin, and you're gonna get high in your friend's car or on the beach or outside because you basically were just told, I have family or I have this drug and I'm addicted to this drug.
Conditional love is what it is.
So their love is conditional, so I'm out. So, like, the worst thing you can fucking possibly do, I mean, you need tough love, and you can't be, like, giving them money to go cop, and, like, you can't be, like, making it super comfortable, like, doing their laundry and, like, bringing them food and beer, like, you can't be making their life tough, but you can't, like, throw them out because then there's, like, then they deal with, like, an abandonment fucking...
Yeah, it fucks you all up.
Like, okay, now I have a drug problem and abandonment issues. Yeah. Thanks for, like, the next, like, relationship that I go into that's, like, gonna be totally positive now because, like, my own family left me,
Now, there's so much that goes into, like, the family dynamic and everything like that. It's not even just the person addicted, you know what I mean?
Right, it's everybody.
Yeah,
it's everybody. Exactly, yeah.
And once it becomes a thing, it makes it harder on everybody else involved. Like once it's
an elephant in the room with a T-shirt on.
You know, people enabling you then and things
right,
like that.
What alliance are you on? Yeah. Everyone's talking behind your back, and it's a big conspiracy.
I mean,
but
I watch Intervention, and I'm like, that was me, like 10 years ago. I get it.
And now you're like, I'm the person writing the letter to somebody else because everybody in their family, everyone's got somebody that's needs fucking help, and throwing them out on the street and fucking telling them that their love is conditional is the worst thing you could do.
Yeah.
It's also
that's my message tonight.
We're also not therapists. People have different situations. Like
there's also a lot of therapists who are fucking overweight and fucking Skyping from their car, and they're like, "You want help?" I keep seeing sponsorships about overweight therapists. I'm like, why would I want an overweight therapist?
I went to a therapist after I overdosed on heroin.
Okay.
Right? I didn't go to a rehab or anything.
Okay.
I moved out of state.
Okay.
And kind of did my own thing with family. And, so I went to a therapist. I told her about my heroin addiction, and she says, I can totally relate to where you're coming from. I have an addiction to ice cream. Once I start eating ice cream, I just can't stop.
My toes are curling.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I'm not calling my mom back.
How the fuck do you say that? I'm like, well,
how are you a therapist?
Yeah, well, I never shot Haagen-Dazs. I wonder what that's like. That's where my brain went.
Yeah, 32 flavors.
You definitely needed to light the spoon. It needed to be liquid. Like.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my God, what a fucking crackhead.
Yeah.
She should have her license removed.
She was a nice lady,
but she shouldn't be giving You're a smart man. Yeah. She shouldn't be giving other people advice about how to go out in the world and navigate.
Maybe she should. Maybe that's maybe certain parts of therapy that's completely her calling, but maybe to help someone in that situation,
maybe go to probably a drug.
Maybe maybe that was someone a little more specialized.
Yeah.
She was in like an Overeatings Anonymous therapy genre.
So, like I said, I think the best way to help people is to really distraction.
Yeah.
And even myself, idle time. What's the quote? Idle hands is the devil's work, or idle time is the devil's work. It's basically like you can't stay busy.
Yeah,
you're not going to get fucked up, and you're not going to do bad stuff.
Yeah.
But
because downtime is like, I got nothing going on. I'll crack a beer or 40. Nothing's going on. I can sleep late tomorrow.
So that's where I really think, for myself, for Mandy, I think that the comedy and, the podcast and constantly trying to expand ourselves
it's keeping
really
busy
helps. So I know you're a comedian. Does that help you?
That totally helps. I mean, I smoke a lot of weed,
but that's,
But the doctor told you should smoke weed.
Well, he didn't say I should, but he said it was
Better than alcohol.
Not the problem.
It's a non-issue, guys.
But yeah, no, that's exactly it. It's just staying busy and, trying to find new ways just to, stimulate your mind.
Yeah.
Meet new people.
I know.
And just try something out different and push yourself for something different. Like, I'm not someone
you want to have fun with a needle. Take a sewing class.
Exactly. There you go. There you go.
Sewing's fun.
Yeah, and then you have something that
funny
lasts.
Because before comedy, me and Mandy did a couple of art
I went to the high school education. And did like drawing classes.
We did ballroom dancing. Yeah. We tried a couple different things, and it was like all like geriatrics, and we're like, we need to find we like hanging out with like a full age spectrum, but like we need to find something not just senior citizens.
Yeah, we need to branch out a little bit.
They were completely perplexed of why are these kids here?
It was pretty funny because my aunt was like, when I invited her to my first comedy show in December, and I had been taking these drawing classes, she was like, were you even taking drawing classes? How much of this is a lie? Because I sent out a group text oh, by the way, guys, I've been going to open mics and practicing jokes, and this is my first show. And I didn't tell anybody in my family until I had a date for my first bringer show. Yeah. So after 3 months of being on stage, they were like, "You're way too confident." And my one aunt was like, "Were you even taking lessons? What have you thought I had been lying? That was my I'm gonna be just as my drawing class,
Who was the first show you ever did?
Oh, it was an Evan Weiss Springer show. Oh. And everyone hates on Evan Weiss and everyone hates on Bringer shows, but you get a class act.
Evan's
it was
a great guy.
Evan's a good dude.
Evan is my friend.
He always shows up to all of our events and always is supportive and doesn't play into any of the drama.
He pokes fun a little bit at it, but nothing that nobody's.
He's a nice guy.
Nothing that nobody else is pointing out.
Something that I liked about you, that I like about Evan, there's certain comics, Andy, if he's still watching from the start, I noticed the ones that, as not a comedian, I don't have anything to offer, I'm not funny. Yeah. The ones that came and talked to me and asked about me and didn't just tell me when their next show was, and were actually personal with me and treated me like a person, not just some kind of viewer.
I treat everybody the same, man. I try to at least.
And that's how I knew the real people. And my favorite comics not only did that mean something, but I identified with their comedy the most. Honestly, I really did.
Because they're probably relatable human beings. That's a big part of comedy, is being relatable.
You don't meet a lot of nice people in comedy.
It's a lot of egotistical people that didn't get enough love and enough attention. And I didn't get enough love or attention, but I'm in it for something different. I did get totally enough love and attention, but you know what I mean? It's this whole ego-driven thing, and it's really weird because us putting the show on together, Billy's like, I have never been so fucking stressed out. I'm like, oh yeah, it's Diva Town. It's everybody's egos.
What these show producers go through all the
time.
Right?
You never even thought of John B. Terra. We never thought of their feelings. Yeah, we never thought of their feelings before this.
I get it though. I totally do.
Yeah, now we are on, now we got it. Steven Rocco Perillo, we feel your fucking pain.
I had a funny story about Evan. The first time I met him, the first time I did comedy was at the Roast in Patchogue. It was a coffee house, and they would do open mics on Tuesdays.
Ooh.
So I went down there, and I signed up, and this guy was like, hey, he's a comedian. You should talk to him. And it was Evan. Yeah. So I started talking to him, and he had his notebook, and he's like, hey, look at this joke right here. And I look at it, and I'm like, oh, it's pretty funny. He's like, I just wrote it. I'm going to try it tonight. And I'm like, oh, all right. And he goes up, and it went over good. And I'm like, wow, that's like a real comedian. And then I went on his...
Look at him just going out there with jokes.
I went on his website, and I saw a video from 5 years before, and he was doing the same material. I'm like, what a jerk.
But it's so funny because even though I've heard a bunch of Evan stuff a bunch of times, there's a couple that I really like.
Well,
Like that
I
I
do
just
too.
like I'm like he mastered that joke and like it's like has like a composition to it that like I don't see how he couldn't tell that joke. Like I'd be upset if I didn't hear about John Taffer. Like
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, there's a bunch of Evan White's jokes that I laugh out every single time, and I'm not putting show on. I laugh because they're fucking funny.
I gotta thank my parents for where I am today because they gave me the gas money to get here. That's a great Evan joke.
So can we talk about how I stalked Evan?
Yeah, why not?
Why would you do that?
You already opened it up.
So I said to Evan, he came to I think it was our 4th of July party, 3rd of July party. I was like, do you live across the street from a certain middle school I happen to have been working at? And he's like, yeah, why? I was like, I saw you walk by and I know you walked the track, and I was kind of watching you. He's like, when was that? And I was like a week and a half ago. I was like, the first time I tried to yell to you and you didn't hear me. So then I was like, do you live across the street in the house with the green shutters? And he's like, wow, so you really have been like paying attention to what I do and like where I go. And I was just like, I was really like, I thought I saw a doppelganger. And then I started like investigating.
Yeah.
And he took it so weird, but I was like, really, like, you didn't, when I yelled to you the first time, you didn't hear me, so I had to do my own investigation to find out if that was you.
It's like, I hopped your fence, I was in your backyard for a second.
Well, then he has the joke about honey or sugar or whatever.
Glenn's like, I know his landlord.
She was on the front porch on like a lounge chair, and I was like, that's definitely honey, right?
Yeah, jokes are real, man. Like, these are our real lives. I do want to just say, hey, Nancy Weems. Hey, Barbara McNeely. Terry's mom.
Rehan's in on.
Oh, it's Terry's mom watching?
Yeah, Terry's mom's watching.
Terry's mom's a very good supporter. Of the show,
yeah, she watches
shows.
Bonnie and I. Yeah, Sweet. She jumps in on.
He took me upstate, Terry. We carpooled. And then so this is a funny story. So I went upstate as a kid my whole life. Fucking, that sounded dumb. My whole life as a kid. No, as a kid, we went upstate all the time because we had a house up there.
Okay.
And we always drove past the Roscoe Diner. There's a famous diner upstate. You know, I always heard about it. But my dad would never stop because you had like that George Costanza, like, we got to make the best time.
Yeah, exactly. There's no time.
So like he wants to brag, like, oh yeah, we made it up there in 3 hours.
Yeah.
And we'd have to like pee the whole time. He wouldn't stop at all, you know. And I always passed by the Roscoe Diner, and he never stopped. I'm like, fuck. So then finally, I told Terry that story, and he took me to the Roscoe Diner.
Oh, Barbara, you raised a good man. You really did, Barbara, because that's sweet of Terry. Terry was like, no, fuck that.
Yeah,
we got time. We're fucking pulling over to the Roscoe Diner.
On the way home, we stopped, and I got the lumberjack
breakfast.
Because it matched my look, too. I look like a lumberjack.
Terry's such a big sweetheart.
He's a good guy.
That's really sweet. I like hearing stuff like that because that's like, comedy is like our second chance.
Yeah.
You know, Bonnie calls it like the everyone's like in high school again. Like it's everybody's chance. Because it's funny, when I went on the Staten Island comedy show, everyone, I didn't get the question, but every comic got the question, were you the class clown? Mm-hmm. And everyone was like, I was teacher's pet.
Yeah,
everyone said no, I was teacher's pet.
I was voted court jester.
So you were class clown.
I was the class clown.
Yeah.
I streaked across the football field.
Oh, you did it all.
I was on News 12.
What were you on News 12 for?
Because I streaked across the football field. They were like, they set it up. They were like, some people at football games stomp their feet. Some people clap their hands. And some people, and then it just cuts to me running.
So that's like
so much fun tonight. Too much fun.
That's like a comedian checkbox. Because there's a couple comedians I've heard News 12 stories of like getting arrested.
Hugh Murray. The first time he was called a comedian was the headline said like a comic gets arrested. He's like, Mom, they called me a comic. Like, was so happy with the news. Like they called me a comic. Like, and not even embarrassed that like arrested on the front lawn or like whatever. He had a zapper. He had a really stupid taser that looked like a cell phone. And they were like, the headline was like, cell phone zing, like comic with cell phone zinger. Like, it was something really fucking stupid. Oh, no, not ringtone. It said comic with zing tone. It was so stupid. He's like, I didn't try to fucking taser the cops. They fucking pulled it out of his car, and he was like, oh, yeah, that might be a taser. You know, like, it was like the lamest.
They're just trying to get people.
Oh, he was a good guy. Hugh Murray, guys, if you don't know him, he's great. He will be on this show, I'm sure, at some point.
He has a podcast too. If you're into video games.
Oh yeah, they do a whole gamer thing where they're like where you're like watching the screen and they're talking. It's called Couch Quest, I think. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It looks intense. Awesome. I don't play video games or watch video games. I play a little GTA sometimes. All right. You know, I'll talk shit to the the little kids or something. You know. That's Grand Theft Auto. Have
you ever seen the video of the like African warlord telling the kid called him like a fucking cunt or like something terrible, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, like like I kill people for fun basically in like real life." Yeah. And the kid like started to get like, "Oh yeah, well you'll never find me," and the guy was like, "Oh yeah," and like gives the kid's address and like it's a worth watching video because
it's like God, I've never even seen that.
It's like a 12-year-old kid that like learned that like the internet is not a place to fuck with people, like, especially people with some kind of like power.
Oh my God, yeah, and that like you're not like you're at your mom's house, but your IP address is very much like available.
You're very much public.
They'll find you.
I can find you if I want to, and like I kill babies.
yeah. So I will kill you for this game.
Another funny story going upstate. I stayed at my grandma's. Actually, this one's not that funny, but the second one's kind of funnier. She fell when I was there.
Oh man!
Oh no! How old is she?
In her 80s.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, thank God you're big, because if an 80-year-old goes down, I can't fucking pick them up necessarily.
This was after the show. She came to the show. All my family came up there, which is super great. They came to the show. It was outside. These outside shows. Your show was awesome, but some of these outside shows suck. Okay. This one kind of sucked, I felt. But everybody was just too spread out, and it just was lame.
Yeah, okay.
No lights either.
Yeah.
So when Terry went up, it was like dark. So like he had to
cell phone lights.
He did it so redneck through truck light. Somebody turned their brights up, and Terry did his set through truck light.
That's what Terry needs to be doing with his humor. That's what he needs to be doing.
Cool. I like that.
So then we left the show. I slept at her house. Terry stayed at a motel nearby, and she was getting me ice cream, and she
her heroin.
Yeah. And she just went down, and I tried to save her.
Oh
but
my
God. I think I like Lenny from Mice of Mender a little bit.
I love that movie, by the way. Book, but movie, like Mandy thinks I'm
the book at school. It's a great book. And I love the movie as well. But so then she couldn't get up. She had to drag herself to the bedroom.
Oh my Lord.
She's all bruised because, bruised easily.
Yeah, Jesus. You're like a rotten peach at that
It was like a Life Alert commercial come to life. It was.
That's my dad's, by the way, hands down favorite commercial every time to this day that it's on. He goes, oh, it's on.
That's my commercial.
He goes, it's on. Here it is. And it's every day, every time it's on.
Oh,
he's got all his wherewithal. He's 57 or he's like not old. Like
he just likes the commercial.
He just thinks it's hilarious, and it fucking is.
Yeah, that neighbor's got some crazy fireworks.
They were lighting off fireworks around the show.
Yeah, they go
every night. Like they light off like a big, like
Fourth
a big.
of July's all summer here.
Yeah, seriously,
big fireworks.
Yeah, they've got some sort of connection.
So. Your grandmother made you.
All right, so Aunt's fallen and she can't get up.
Grandma fell. I got her up.
Oh, it's his grandma now?
Yes, my grandma.
Okay, I thought it was your aunt. All right, so grandma. All right.
I might have said aunts.
No, well, you were at your aunt's house, so I'm assuming.
Yeah,
aunt.
My aunt was there.
Okay, I'm. All right, so grandma's down.
Yeah, grandma's down. I get her up. She's all bruised.
Is she laughing? Is she crying? What is she saying?
No, she was okay. And then she was I went to bed. I got her into bed, and by the morning she was good. She was up. She was up before me. So and then Terry was there to get me. So I mean, I kind of just left right after that. I didn't really get to talk to her too much. She also thinks she has a huge skunk problem. because she doesn't know I smoke weed. So I'm smoking out.
Oh my God.
I smoke out on her deck, and she's like, I think we have a skunk problem.
I think they're breeding in the house.
I smell it every time you come in the house. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. You got any Oreos or anything? Maybe the skunk likes Oreos.
I think I got sprayed out there.
Oh man.
I never even knew the whole skunk. I never even knew what a skunk was until I knew that somebody had told me, oh, it smells like weed. And then we were upstate and I smelled what was a nasty, rank weed. And I was like, oh, is this what a skunk? And Glen's like, yep, that's skunk.
First time I smelled weed, I was like, wow, that smells a lot like my dad's garage.
That's what I first time.
I was in like the 7th grade.
That was the first time I smoked weed. I was like, holy shit! Like my dad wasn't having like fires that we weren't invited to.
Dad was taking it easy for the night.
So, what guy did Dan Romano invite you on your first podcast? What got you on podcasts? Like, how'd that go?
The first podcast I guess I did was Struggles.
Yes.
That was our first podcast.
God bless.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Now it's 3.5. What is it? 2.5 men.
2 men and half a lady.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, no, they're great. They're great.
I was just on there recently. Justin wasn't there, but we did
you sat in. I think I saw it for a second.
Yeah, we did it at Emily's with
cool.
Emily
Yes.
and Jan.
Yeah. Cool.
But they're awesome. So that was my first podcast. I did that pretty frequent, and then ended up doing Dan Romano.
Yeah.
Butera got me on.
Okay.
Butera was the one that helped me out huge. He got like winning his contest. He got me to Atlantic City. He got me all these.
Oh, I didn't know you ran. That might have been before I started comedy. That you were.
Yeah. It was. Maybe, yeah.
I've been doing comedy coming on 3 years now.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I think.
So that was before my time.
Or maybe it was the year.
Or maybe right when I started, so I didn't even know. Yeah. You know, it was just not even in it.
I won his contest. I think it was the second Aragona's Suffolk County.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations.
Quite a few years ago.
But he
still won.
So you got some opportunities. So you said you went to the casino.
I went to Atlantic City Comedy Club, and what casino is that a part of? I don't even remember. The Tropicana.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, kick-ass club. They had cool whiskey drinks. These whiskey slushies. Oh my god, fantastic.
You have a good set.
I had an awesome set. I crushed.
Good.
So, wrong time. Look at it.
That's always good.
He can't believe I had a great set.
I know.
It happened. I'm telling you.
Honestly, I've never seen you not get laughs.
I've never seen you not kill.
And it's like so brutal.
Well, everybody's going to have a not so great set sometimes, but I've never seen you not get a good amount of laughs on most of your jokes.
Most of the time I do pretty well. I don't like to toot my own horn, but I do.
I'm an audience member.
Yeah.
So like that's my extent. So
you've seen me quite a few times, for sure.
A bunch of times.
Oh yeah. A lot
of shows.
Of course. Like I said, I've never seen you not do well. And your stuff is funny because it's dark and it's different and it's like almost so.
But there's a lot of lighthearted stuff.
No, there's a lot of lighthearted stuff, but some of the stuff is so past the line that people are like, if you're not laughing with me at this, it's just to the point where we're so ridiculous. You get to the point where you're so ridiculous that like you can't think I'm serious. And I think people let their guard down because when people are like not selling it right and they don't know if wait, is he serious? Should I be laughing? And you present it as this is a joke, people. This is a joke that we should be laughing at. And people are like, all right, I get it. I should be laughing. This is a good joke. Like, you know, like I think Kathy Arnold has that kind of presence too, where she's having so much fun that maybe even she could be saying anything, I feel like sometimes, and she's having such a blast that you just want to have a blast with her.
Yeah, Terry's like that too.
Exactly, Terry too, exactly. I've seen Terry come near meltdowns, and I'm like, oh my God, he's going to cry because they're not listening to him. I mean, this is his night out.
That was the last time we saw Terry. He had a table of just like probably liberal, kind of like people that were not digging everything he was saying, and like, not like instead of like talking shit to him, just kind of like talking amongst themselves.
Yeah.
And he was like, pay attention, like, you know, like show some respect type shit, like,
yeah,
you know,
like discuss how much you hate me after the show, like, you know what I mean? At least be
he
quiet.
handled it very well, but it was the large table in front of the stage, and that like it was like
even the great ones deal with bullshit.
Well, exactly, and that's why it's hard to see like somebody be like, you know, he just put on this great show. He's got all these comics. Yeah. He's the headliner. He's so happy to finally perform, and you guys are just not in it. Like it's so disappointing sometimes, you know.
Well, and you can't. Sometimes rooms are just terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
Terrible.
And
because that's we talked about who was talking about like turning off the jukebox.
Oh, well, that's Terry, too. That's them on the Road Rage tours, like, people literally just, like, turning off the PA system and being like, no, you guys are done. Like, jokes are done. Like, turn him off. Like, bartenders being like, he's done. And, like, then George Gallo coming out and, like, show's not over yet, guys. Like, you know, because they have,
like, we've definitely been in.
We have another comic for you.
We went up to a show that was at that. It was a biker bar. I'm not going to name names because I like the venue.
But Butera put us there.
There was like 3 Hells Angels and like a bunch of biker people, and like
not there for comedy. They were there for like clubhouse night.
We were the first comedians to walk in.
I'm early, we like, you know, so cute, like in a dress.
And they're like, "Oh shit, that's tonight!" Like
God damn it!
Fuck, like I guess we got to get out of here. Yeah. Like, thanks a lot. Like, you know, like.
And John Butera's like $25, sir.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's hard too.
I'm gonna pull a curtain across. This is the $25.
You're gonna sit over there and you're gonna shut up and you're gonna give me money, and this is a comedy show now.
Before quarantine, I was hosting the Country Corner for Butera.
Okay,
East of Talking.
Yeah.
And the crowd some nights. It would be good.
Yeah.
Some nights were so fucking brutal.
Right.
I've never been heckled like that. I've never in my life.
It makes you a better comic.
It does.
Because that's hard.
These 3 guys one night heckled the entire mic.
I think that's what Tugboat talked about.
A lot of comics talked about it. Andy was there. A lot of people were there.
Man, this is what I was talking about.
Andy had the final line.
Yes, but I was the one. I like lost it. I've never lost. Well, I've lost it sometimes.
But you lost it that night.
Like screaming in their face because they just wanted to watch NASCAR or whatever the hell was on TV.
But I don't understand that, like sports or something.
Like go to
you can still watch it and listen and not listen.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just be a.
Because like when you do the mic, it's like. All right, so everybody's in the bar. You show up and you just start setting up equipment, and all of a sudden now it's a comedy show, and people are like, "What the fuck? What is this? I gotta sit and listen to this?"
Yeah,
I've been tipping the bartender like I'm not going to another place.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We already have a repertoire here.
But they were, a lot of. Your mother.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
man.
The go-to.
And Andy is even saying that's the Tugboat Manny, your mother heckler story.
Like,
yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So this is like comedy history. Like you say your mother to any of these comics, and they're gonna take it in a different way.
Because Andy's final thing was, I hope you die on the way home tonight.
Yeah. He went hard.
But Andy's such a nice guy, like for the viewers that don't know Andy.
He's a dad, he's a vet, he's a business owner, he's a really smart guy. Like he's like total all around. I would not have
pictured Andy as to be the person to say that, but like at the same time it's so disrespectful and just like what do you do that's creative that like makes you such an asshole?
They were actually kind of cool afterwards. They were like, we're just busting your balls. Makes you a better comic though, right? Like, you guys suck.
You're like, this was a test the whole time. You guys passed.
That makes
40-year-old losers.
That makes it so much better that they tried to play it off after.
They did.
So that way they could go home and like sleep later and not be like, I just ruined those people's night. Like,
so that they don't die on the way home like Andy cursed them before. Like Andy wished upon them. They were like,
Andy
no, guys,
Billy
this was an exercise.
Billy killed them too.
Yeah, I mean, screaming in their face.
That's like a Sam Kinison.
Yeah.
You screaming at
he
full
broke out a beret.
You screaming at full blast must be intense.
Oh,
like, because you're like a big guy. I can't imagine you screaming in my face.
And especially
like,
when I'm angry. I mean, I feel bad for my mom and sister.
Like
I see a lot of it.
Like I can only imagine because I'm someone who's like a little dog that's like also can be a maniac.
Yeah.
So like I can picture you being like
when I
had
snapped,
it, like
yeah.
snapped. We call it seeing red here.
Oh, I see red.
Yeah, where it's like I don't
yeah.
care who you
I'm
your
no
mother
longer
is.
rational. Like.
I'm no longer Mandy. I am a demon
Yes.
who's working out some things.
Yes, and that's where they brought me that night. And you know, it's somewhat humiliating because you don't want to lose your cool in front of people.
Right, exactly.
You want to be funny.
Yeah, exactly. But you guys literally ruined it.
Yeah.
You
for
ruined
everybody,
it.
and that's almost like
that's probably what hurt you the most. Almost.
And
like,
why everyone gets so angry is because not even that you're messing with mine. It's
exactly.
that you mess with all of us.
Yeah,
and like,
Tugboat didn't get to have his jokes, Andy's jokes. You know, everybody's night.
I love I hope when things start up again, Butera has me host still because I loved hosting that open mic. Because that's how I started doing comedy, going to open mics and seeing I would see Tim Thompson or somebody like that hosting at Lizard Lounge, and I'd be like, wow, these guys are so good.
Yeah.
Imagine getting on their level, that would be amazing. And then when you get there, it's like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, Tim Thompson is still one of my favorites. Honestly, just
Me
the
too.
but the comic. Me, you, Tim Thompson were like the three down at Lizard Lounge for the longest
I used to
time.
love the Lizard Lounge. That was Sunday night.
It was Tuesday nights we
But
would
there
go.
was a Sunday night.
Yeah, but
Tuesday was Tim Thompson. That was close to our house, and that was actually the first show me and Mandy ever produced.
Oh, was that
Lizard
Lounge?
We bought out the Lizard Lounge. Yeah,
we had a lot of people.
That's
that was a good show.
All my family came and supported.
I like a place where you can play Smash there.
Yeah, exactly. They've got free video games.
And then there was karaoke after. Everyone was cool
they're famous
too.
For karaoke.
The bar staff was always nice.
The bar staff was nice. The guests were always nice and this is cool that they do this here.
Yeah,
they'd be playing their video games.
$2 PBRs.
Super clean, a very clean place. You could even get a pizza. It's not a New York style best pizza in the world, but you could get food over there and stuff.
It was great.
Yeah, Lizard Lounge. Shout out to Lizard Lounge.
So
we're
are we gonna go over our time?
We can give Billy 10 minutes.
I still have a question that
I have a couple of fun
ones. I was trying to lead into with asking about the podcast. We talked about strippers before. I know that there was I was at the Dan Romano
experience
stripper show.
Was that the Christy Monroe? Was that the birthday?
The birthday bash. Yes, you had the birthday hat.
Okay.
So do you have any funny strip club stories other than that? Are you a strip club? You go to a strip club otherwise?
I would. I don't know. You ever be at the strip club and you see that one really heavy stripper that nobody's really paying attention to?
That's your girl.
So you throw her a couple of bucks because you feel bad. I call that cow tipping. I don't know about you guys. Try to get some material in there. I do have a crazy strip club story though. I left my job. I just was tired of working at this damn warehouse. I worked a lot of warehouse jobs. And actually, warehouse jobs are the best places to drink, I think, get drunk. Get drunk at your warehouse job. Drive around on a forklift. That's fun.
That's go-karting.
I just left. I was like, I want to do more comedy.
Yeah.
It was hard working.
I'm an artist.
Working 10 hours every day and then going to try to do comedy at night. I was tired. I didn't want to do comedy at night.
Right.
So I was like, fuck it, I'm leaving. And then I tried to get unemployment, which is not right.
They were like, do you want to work? You're like, not really.
Yeah. So
they're like, are you able to work? You're like, yes.
So I fought it like an idiot, whatever, right? So I had to go to this hearing with my ex-foreman and everything. And through some loophole, they screwed up paperwork, I ended up getting my unemployment and all this back pay.
Because you actually did what it is. You actually went to the hearing and out of it. You actually followed through.
Yes.
So they're like, I guess he's entitled to it.
So I got $3,000. So I was with my buddy and I was like,
this is the nest egg.
We should go to the strip club because I've never been to the strip club before. So he's like, all right. So we go to the strip club. I blew everything.
How old were you?
Every doorknob, every guy in
25. 25.
Okay, yeah, but that's that.
So $3,000 in a night.
26, yeah. Yeah.
It's
what?
easy
on backroom dances.
Can we talk about what that establishment was that got your lucky business that night?
Was it the Scene? The scene on whatever road that is.
I don't know if we've ever been.
I've never been to
Because
the
me and
Scene.
Mandy are someone
I
that
think it's called the scene,
we will go just to check out a strip club.
Yeah.
Kind of
Just to see
feel
what's
it out.
going on.
See if it's like really dirty. Like, because
Yeah.
sometimes the really dirty ones, it's kind of funny to like
It
see
is.
the like
Yeah.
see the like
It
dynamics of like, oh, like this is the like, guy collecting the money, and like you said, like that's the dump truck of the strippers.
Yeah.
Like it's as much of a people watching experience as it is like a people watching
Yeah.
experience. Like,
You get like kind of thrown off too because you're sitting there with the money, throwing a lot of singles, and then I'm also eating wings, so then I'm cleaning my face. Sometimes you throw a napkin in a G-string, you screw things up.
The money has barbecue sauce
Yeah,
all
just
over it,
yeah.
buffalo sauce.
It's always good to eat wings at a strip club. It's always fun.
One of my questions for every guest is what's on your bucket list?
Whew, my bucket list. Okay, so I've never been to California, so I always want to go to California.
Nice, I like it.
Comedy-wise, I guess I would want to tape a special or
All right.
put out an album or put something out
Cool.
to the world that says, "Hey, this is my comedy."
Hell yeah. Well, I know you have a ton of material. Dustin Chafin, who was on our show the other night, he's doing a live Zoom recording album. I don't know exactly how it works. He said it's the first ever. He said his friend did something similar, and then I guess it goes to Spotify.
Okay.
But
he's awesome. He's super funny.
Yeah, he was great on our show. We never had done a Zoom guest, and I had never met him before, but he Zoomed with us last time, and we had a great time. He was very funny, very
patient with us.
Very patient
the check
with
did
us.
not work. Like I dropped the ball on the check.
He was a gentleman, but he's doing he's gonna record it, and then he's gonna have everybody's Zooms. I guess everyone's laughter is audible to him, so he knows. I don't know how it works.
Okay.
Or if all the laughter comes in after. I have no idea how it actually works.
Oh, wait a second. So it's not just the comedians on the Zoom and then people are like commenting like this. It's literally everybody that's at the show is on the Zoom.
That's how I interpreted it.
Yeah,
I mean, Dustin will have to tell me exactly what it is, but he said it's the first of its kind and that it's going to be I mean, how could he do a Zoom thing without the feedback?
Without the laughs.
Without the feedback,
I'm missing out on all this stuff, like, because everything's, through technology now, through doing comedy shows. My phone sucks, so I haven't been doing anything.
I know, honestly.
Like, I haven't done a Zoom show or anything.
That was the first one we did. We did my birthday Zoom with my friends, and that was different. But you lose something to the Zoom because you have to.
I would imagine.
Right.
Not even just like loss of like how the phone's hard. There's a delay and stuff, so like you end up talking over one another, and like it's just hard. Like it's
And I would see it being very hard doing comedy.
Right. And plus, like, there were moments where, like, I'm sure we were talking tonight and we feel each other out as if a topic's over or not, or, were you saying something? Just those little nuances that you catch when you're at a table together.
I'd rather be at the country corner in front of those three guys.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but it's also, with the open mics, it starts to become like these are your, like, comedy friends, and, like, I got him to laugh. Like, that one's like, that one hits that vein.
Right,
or like, this is the really clean comic, and they like this joke. Like, again, as an audience member, I always would watch, like, who liked what of Mandy's jokes type stuff.
That's what my mom does when she goes. She's like, this one lady really liked your set. I saw her laughing the whole time.
Yeah, Glen's like the guy in the back. He must get along with your dad because he loves all your stuff. Because a lot of my stuff's about my dad. So, like, 50-something-year-old white men identify with my set because I'm talking about my dad and it's them. They see their daughter talking about them.
Motorhead
that loves their fucking cars more than their kids, and that's part of my humor. And I Glenn, same thing. It's like secretly like I'm keeping
track. I'm keeping track, and again another thing that I like, something I keep track with the comedians, the ones that support and laugh and other comedians' jokes, like
Bonnie Scalisi, Esther Forrester, and myself.
Esther's
you can plant us in a comedy fucking show, and we will laugh as hard as possible if it's funny.
That's an important thing, I think, and I try to do that myself. Try to get laugh. If it's a light room too, like sometimes you do these shows in front of like 5 people.
Right.
watch the show and support everybody on the show.
Right. Don't talk if you're a comic, don't talk to the other comics at the bar. Shut up and laugh and show your friends some support. I know you saw the fucking their stuff because you could do it yourself because you've been to so many open mics. Yeah. But fucking give a laugh, do the fucking do what's right.
A lot of people don't do that.
I know, and there are people that like after I go or after they go, they're like, all right, it's over, and they want to like chat, and I'm like the asshole that's like,
yeah.
Somebody's still going. And even him, I'm like, shh. And he's like, what? I'm like, because I don't want someone to talk during my set.
Yeah.
I want to be able to shush someone during my set.
Yeah.
And I can't if you're fucking talking during theirs.
You want good set karma.
Exactly. Oh my God. Well, Billy, thank you so much. I'm not going to cut you off, but just I want to make sure I get a thank you in there because you've been a delight. You've been such a delight. We moved the table. We did. Well, I have so many questions.
Honestly,
I mean,
we knocked the questions we had out of the park, so like you could always come back. Like this is not like.
Right. I'd love to come back.
Yeah, no, awesome. we had a great time.
Taz is laughing at a romantic night out for the Joneses. I guess she means a strip club.
But, this is the first time Mandy's let us go over.
We really, magic was happening. Well, Glen was like,
I still had my question. I thought the strip club question was great.
Well, and jokes came out of it. The cow tipping is hilarious.
Thank you.
That's fucking hilarious. And I've never heard that joke.
That's a new one. I wrote a lot during quarantine, man. I have like a new 5 minutes.
Yeah. So fucking get out there and do it, man. And
hopefully it's Sunday.
And we have everything set up here. If you want, you're gonna do Sunday still because we're gonna do it.
I don't think I'm gonna make it Sunday.
It's all good. It's all good.
Right, we're gonna start scattering in some little open mics, garage open mics.
I know because I got the PA system, and we do it here. We can film it. We can go live from fucking,
We could do all sorts of stuff. We could just even if we just record stuff. Yeah. We have the technology now, so now we just gotta play with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, my only thing was, I wanted it to be like a show. Like the show you did was great in the yard. It was awesome. So I don't think if we did that in the afternoon, it would be like the same thing.
No, I get it. And you know what we didn't get to talk about, we're gonna wrap this up, but what Andy Plaginos and Billy have been writing some shorts, and they actually filmed one of them. Off a cell phone. So I was like, I was like, come here and fucking.
Let us get the. What I like about this.
He loves the director production stuff.
Cool. I'm not so much a funny person, but I really like that now. I can learn new technology and edit video and insert stuff into the podcast and learn new equipment.
Yeah,
and like
there's a lot that goes into it. I was watching you.
Yeah, it's
you
cool.
have to
it's
set
fun.
it up and we just try to learn new stuff every week. So like,
I hope you guys crush it. With you'll be up there with Joe Rogan.
Oh, stop. Well, he's the ultimate.
That's the ultimate. He's the most watched anything.
But
maybe you guys got to do DMT. I don't know. Maybe that's what you got to do to be
maybe we just need to talk about it. Maybe we just need to talk about it on the show.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, we are trying to build, you're a comedian, but you also have real life stories to bring to the table. We're trying to bring as many eclectic people to this table as possible and be real about it. We're all just real people with real problems. We're all fucking
real life.
If you guys have me back, I'd love to do it in that smoke room upstairs.
The
meditation den.
That room
maybe
room.
We'll set
That's
up.
like my favorite room I've ever seen.
That'll be a set. I was like,
great.
Billy, when you're looking for your shoes later, or they're in the meditation den, he's like, I'm not gonna forget about that meditation den.
He's like, we're gonna go back up there after the show. That's like
that's our church in our house, guys.
We'll call it the green room church.
It's our church, but maybe we'll move
different
all
type
the
of
equipment up here just for Billy, because Billy is pretty special.
We could do a
It'll
meditation.
do it, and we'll all be sitting Indian style, or what do they call it? Cross-legged?
You're not allowed to say Indian style anymore.
What is it, Oriental style?
That's not
it's like leg over leg, or it has
crisscross applesauce.
Crisscross applesauce. There it is. I knew it was.
But isn't apples isn't everyone allergic to apples now?
What?
No, I'm just kidding. That's bananas and peanuts. All right, guys.
We love you.
you.
Let's do a little outro because We have to rep that. We have a show Sunday. What
Yes.
time?
That is at 3:00. You have to message me for the event details. It is going to be Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
You have to message me for event details. Billy Geyer, thank you so much. Billy, remind us where we could find you on the interwebs.
You can find me on Billy Geyer on Facebook, and on Instagram it's Billy Geyer XOXO.
Which is the cutest thing ever, and I love.
Hugs and
It's
kisses,
very
hugs and
it's
kisses.
very hardcore, but it's also very cute, and I do love that.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be tagging Billy. Billy's gonna be doing Billy, the sketch that you guys did, the short
Legend of the Spooky Woods.
Legend of the Spooky Woods, that will be on our page. You're gonna send it to me so I can get it to the viewers, because I want to see it, and I know everyone else probably wants to see it. And maybe we'll start writing sketches. I mean, Billy started writing sketches. Maybe it'll be something I'll be into. Well, Andy's an improv guy. Andy came from improv.
Dylan talked about the food episode. Like,
yeah,
I want
we
to
got a
bring
lot
in
going
all
on.
Types of media, like what the Calamity Jones is. Our logos are made by my friend Zach Decker.
They're awesome.
Taz, the residential artist, does art
logos,
for us.
art. Whatever you do, whatever fills your time, what we're talking about,
whatever
that creative
blows
outlet,
your skirt up.
That's what we're looking for. That's what we want to support. That's what we want to collectively all get together with. So,
we love you guys.
Yeah, we love you. Thanks a lot for tuning in.
Thank you again, Billy Geyer, for making it here.
Me, guys.
Awesome episode.
Yeah, we will have you back. Well, you know, I know everyone else wants to see you. I'm not done with you yet.
All right.
We love you guys. Get home safe. We'll see you. I'll see you on Wednesday, but Glenn will be back on Friday.
Yeah. We'll see you next week. We love you guys.
Bye-bye.